no means did my son do this.
Way far deeper than what people in the press and the police officers is dealing with.
Nobody's shocked to hear the news that there's more to the story, the very real possibility of a second individual, according to the Chicago Tribune.
What is your son's alibi for the time of the shooting?
My son's alibi was with one of his girlfriends.
I asked the police so that my son could talk to his sister because they real close. If he did have something to do with it, maybe she can get it out of him to help with their investigation. They refusing my child to talk to their brother. I'm sorry.
You did have something to do with it?
No. I don't want to cuss, but no.
Was he still romantically involved with the sister, Julia?
Yes, they were. Julia's birthday was just last week, and she had invited my son to have a slice of cake with her. People don't understand what's going on. If my son loved her, she loved him. Julia and William were separated, but they were still together.
A slice of cake. Keep it. Right now, William Balfour behind bars is a person of interest in a triple slaying of Oscar winner Jennifer Hudson's family. And right now, police alluding to a second killer stalking the streets of Chicago. Everybody, I want to go straight back out to Michelle Saguna with America's Most Wanted. What do you believe police are doing to try to find the so-called second killer?
Well, at this point, Nancy, as I mentioned earlier, investigators are still processing all the evidence that they collected from the crime scene and also from the SUV. I'm sure that you remember they actually towed the SUV with the nephew's body inside of it over, and to be able to process that scene as well. So as they, put things together, they'll be able to move forward.
I want to go to Kathy Cheney, reporter with the Chicago Defender. On the other hand, Kathy Cheney, if there is a possibility that Balfour will be charged, what's the holdup if they've got fingerprints?
Well, police won't confirm what type of evidence that they have that may link him to these homicides, but the state's attorney's office, they will not move forward until they have all their ducks in a row. The police will recommend the charges, the state's attorney's office will approve them, and then at any point, even up until his parole hearing, they can do that.
Let's unleash the lawyers. Joining us tonight out of New York, veteran trial lawyer Richard Herman and defense attorney Penny Douglas-Furr out of Atlanta. Richard Herman, if there is a second killer, I mean, we can't deny the fact that somebody drove Balfour's car to this nearby high school, walked away. Where was Balfour at that time? His car spotted in the neighborhood at 7 a.m. Then the victim's SUV emerges with a dead body in it across town. Will it be more likely to crack the case if there is an accomplice?
Yeah, Nancy, if there's an accomplice, they're going to put so much pressure on that guy to come forward, make some sort of plea deal to save his life. This is a vicious three-person slaying, and the first person to break is going to get the deal. The other one's going to go down hard.
Penny?
Well, Nancy, if Balfour went there intending to commit a crime, why would he drive his own car? And number two, why would he leave his own car that near the crime? And I would question if it was not some other person driving his car.
Let's see Douglas-Furr's face. Okay, let's answer your question. Why would Balfour throw a man out of his vehicle and then drive away speeding with the man on top of the car? Penny, why would he do that?
Well, that's not very smart, Nancy, but
no, it's not very smart, and neither would be driving your car to the scene of triple murder, would it? So there's your answer right there. To Dr. Leslie Austin, psychotherapist in New York, everyone always says this backup defense is just too stupid to be real. Criminals do stupid things all the time. That's how they get caught, Leslie.
Exactly. Criminals do very stupid things, mostly because many crimes are crimes of passion. They don't plan them ahead, and they're just doing it in the heat of the moment. They make lots of mistakes, and I'm counting on that here to find out what really happened.
On the other hand, Mike Brooks, a crime of passion can usually be solved very quickly. If it were domestic, for instance, it would be solved very quickly. I'm still hung up on one thing. Why kill the boy unless you were afraid the boy could identify the attacker?
That's it, Nancy, whether or not he could identify it, or Nancy, these gangs, I have seen things like this happen up when I was in Washington, D.C., of snatch people and just kill them just for the sake of killing or for retribution. You know, here, is there a possibility that it could be drug-related? Yes. Could it be possibility there could be some domestic involvement? Absolutely. You know, could there be retribution of all three in all gang related? Yeah. I mean, these are three speculative theories, Nancy.
Okay, let's take a look at the house again. We're talking about police alluding to a second killer roaming free right now. You see the front entry. We know there were bullet shots in the front door. So far, we haven't been told inside or outside, but Mike Brooks, if they were from the outside in, you want to tell me nobody in that whole neighborhood saw it?
That's exactly right, Nancy.
That is BS, Brooks.
I totally agree, Nancy. In every neighborhood, you always have somebody up 24/7 looking out their windows to see what's going on. And they always, whenever you hear gunfire, they always take a little peek out to where the shots are coming from. But they're afraid of the gangs.
William has stolen a car in 1996. He pled guilty. He served 9 years. William was 16 at the time. No, he has never had a gun. No, he has never been bodily harmed.